Won't it be Ryan the Great? And today we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back on YouTube. Finally, after a bit of another break. I think I just took the last few weeks just to, just get ready for everything that's going to be going. Obviously, we're getting back into the YouTube scene after, I wouldn't say a summer break, but it kind of was. I didn't do much over the summer when it came to this YouTube channel. Obviously, last school year was busy. I think definitely my popularity in Philadelphia started to rise within the basketball scene, and then that obviously translated over to lacrosse and baseball. And we're keeping that going with the football and soccer season. We'll be covering that for St. Joseph's Prep, and then basketball, and then we go right back into lacrosse and baseball once the spring hits, but that's not for a while. We're in football season now, baby, and we're going to be back with our Eagles previews and reactions every single week. So yeah, this is the way you guys don't. If you guys haven't watched the series before, what we do, we go over the game, we go through every single position and the coaching for the Philadelphia Eagles, and then we make our final score predictions at the end of the video. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. Just what I think each position should look like, how I think they should play, and what I expect from them. It's pretty simple. You get the concept down pretty quickly. And yeah, we're back. We'll obviously have top 5 NFL teams after every Tuesday, or after every Monday. Every Tuesday we'll have top 5 NFL teams. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. So let's just get right into it. Before we get right into it, guys, make sure you guys subscribe with your post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother, Let Me Get Blogs. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my second channel at Run the Combat Great. Make sure you guys go follow me on X Run the RTG. Make sure you guys go follow me on TikTok at Run the RTG. Make sure you guys go listen to the latest edition of the CR7 podcast. And make sure you guys go follow me on Instagram at Ryan Sully Sports Media. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into the video. So, starting off, if you watched the series before, you always know we start off with the Eagles offense and their quarterback, Jalen Hurts. So, this is one of the games where I want to see Jalen Hurts be a game manager. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Some people say that a game manager is a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. I've explained this before and I will explain it again. How is being a game manager bad if you're the quarterback, the most important position on the field, and you're taking your team to multiple Super Bowls? Jalen Hurts is a game manager, and he's won a Super Bowl and has been to 2. Brock Purdy has been to a Super Bowl. He's a game manager. Doesn't really make that much sense to me, but I digress. Anyway, I want him to be a game manager where he just needs to hold the ball. Just don't turn it over. We want to keep the Cowboys offense off the field. That's going to be something that I pretty much talk about for what the entire offense is going to do. You just need to manage the game, manage the clock, right? You don't got to do too much. You don't got to, try and get the extra yards that you need to try and get. No reason for an unnecessary deep ball. If you see an extra guy coming in coverage, just make the right play. Obviously, you don't want to hold the ball for too long and, take sacks and stuff like that. But you also want to make sure you're making the right play. You want to make sure you're getting the ball out with a decent amount of time, which is something that Jalen Hurts, I thought, has struggled a bit throughout his career. But as long as you make the right play, don't turn the ball over, then the Eagles will be fine. Keep the Cowboys offense off the field. And obviously, those long, progressive drives are going to help with that. Running back, I mean, we already know what Saquon Barkley brings to the table. He's just got to keep doing his thing. A bit of a new look with the offensive line. Tyler Steen probably going to be moving into the guard spot, so some changes there. Dickerson's a bit banged up. We'll talk about the offensive line in just a bit. But, Saquon. They said he's the best player in the NFL. They just ranked him as that. So, that's time to go. We know what Saquon brings to the table. He's a shifty running back, incredible jump cuts, unstoppable on the second level, great body strength overall, especially lower body strength. Can't bring him down. We know who Saquon is and what he can do. Keep doing what you're doing, Saquon. Come on. And then for our wide receivers, normally I go individually, so like A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and then Jahan Dotson. I'm also very sad Johnny Wilson out for the year. That was a shame. I was kind of hoping to see him do something, maybe in that 4th or possibly 5th spot. But anyway, kind of an overall message I'm going to give this week just to change it up. Once again, you also just can play like game managers. There's no need to, make an extra move or, not take the sideline, try to take, the middle of the field, which is, fundamentally incorrect, just so, you can get a couple extra yards or pad your stats a little bit. I'm not accusing the Eagles of padding their stats, but I think you get what I'm trying to say. No need to make a bad play or turn the football over or anything like that just because you're just trying to do too much. Just, once again, manage the clock. We want to keep the Cowboys offense off the field. This defense is not that good, so we want to control the Cowboys throughout the entire game. No need to be doing too much when it comes to these plays. Tight ends, I'm not sure if Goddard's going to be that much involved this week because I think the Eagles are going to be running the ball a lot, especially with Saquon. Because the Cowboys' run defense is putrid and abysmal. There's probably better words to even say for that. I think Saquon will be getting the ball a lot, so, make the right play, get upfield, get to the second level for Saquon. And Goddard's a good catching tight end as well. He's I wouldn't say he's underrated in that fact. I think everybody knows he can catch the football. But he's underutilized sometimes receiving the football. I talked a lot about that last year, so I think that, get him to football a little bit, especially on the RPOs. I'd like to see more of that this season from the offense, especially, new offensive coordinator coming in for Philadelphia. Kellen Moore's down in New Orleans. We'll see what he can do. I don't know. That team's pretty bad. But regardless, now looking at the offensive line, a bit of a new look. We lost Mekhi Becton. Obviously good for him. He got his money with the Chargers. But, Tyler Steen probably going to be moving into that guard spot, as I mentioned earlier. And I'm glad. I think he deserves it. In the limited time that he did play last year, I didn't think he played terrible. Obviously didn't play great. There was some problems with his game. A bit slow out of his stance, I believe, and, some other things. But hopefully that is fixed and probably working with the starters, get acclimated to all that. And then, if Dickerson's hurt, I wouldn't put too much pressure on him, making him pull and stuff like that. We obviously know what he brings to the table in that sense. But we know Cam Jurgens is a really good puller. Same with the tackles and stuff like that. So, no reason to put that much pressure on Landon Dickerson because we know he's banged up. And there's really not, honestly, if you didn't even want to play him, I would understand because of the fact that, the Cowboys' defense is just not good. They lost Micah Parsons. And you'll definitely be able to run the ball based off the fact that they're coming back with somewhat of the same defensive line. I know they made a few adds, but it's relatively the same, and their defense was awful. Their run defense was awful with Micah Parsons. It's not going to be any better without him. And I hope that our offensive tackles have a field day. Speaking of Micah Parsons, Johnson, Mailata, some of the best players in the NFL. Lane Johnson, probably the best overall tackle in the NFL, in my opinion. There's probably people want to debate Penei Sewell. Maybe I'm a little biased. I don't know. But regardless, I think our tackle should be doing pretty good in this game. Moving on to our defense and our defensive line, we have two new players who are going to get a lot of snaps. We got Moro Ojomo, who I'm a really big fan of. I think that he can be another Milton Williams when it comes to rushing the passer, because we know Jordan Davis not much of a pass rusher. He's a run stopper, and that's just what his game is. So I think Ojomo can get in there. I like him. His flaws, I think, can be hid behind Carter and Jordan Davis, kind of similar to, again, Milton Williams. I'm hoping for something good for him. Jalix Hunt looks like he's going to be the undisputed starter this year, obviously without Brandon Graham in there. And the same thing with Nolan Smith. But I'm a fan of Hunt. I think he'll do well. I like his hand moving off the edge. He can get to the quarterback. He doesn't really get taken off track by tackles. He's a solid player. I think he'll do well. And then I'm hoping Nolan Smith can kind of take that next step from, good player to Pro Bowl level. Him as the undisputed starter had an incredible playoff run last season. And even in the Super Bowl, I know he did have something done in his shoulder. I think he hurt it or something. I think he had some sort of surgery. He's been practicing. I guess he's doing well. I haven't really heard much about him. We're kind of focusing on other positions, on the defense, like corner and safety. So we'll get into that in just a second. I hope he can play well. Linebacker, we all know Bond. We know what he brings to the table. Just got his new contract. Hopefully that money doesn't hurt him, because sometimes when guys get paid, they don't perform as well as they did before they got paid. But I thought he was I thought he was the best linebacker last year. I think I had him as my defensive player of the year, just because of the impact he made with the Eagles. It was so good. One of the best tacklers in the NFL. He was just absolutely incredible, obviously making the play calls at Mike. He was really good. Campbell, looks like he's going to be one of those linebackers that, drops into coverage. He also rushes through the A-gap as well a couple times. I would like to see him do that, just because one of Dak's favorite targets is Jake Ferguson. Campbell almost had a couple interceptions in the preseason. I know he dropped one in the first game. Who we played in that game? The Cleveland, I think it was. It wasn't Cleveland. No. I forget who we played in the first preseason game. Whoever it was is slipping my mind right now. Damn, why can't I remember? That's annoying. Anyway, I'm hoping to see Campbell in there. I'd like to see Trotter as well. Trotter's a pretty good run stopper. He's another guy that rushes through the A gap. He can pop. He's good at forcing the football out. I would like to see Trotter and Campbell maybe get some split reps depending on what the Eagles are doing. Cincinnati, that's who we played. I would like to see them possibly get split reps. Just so we could see what they're doing. I don't think we fully got to see what both could do. Maybe if we split some reps. When Nakobe Dean comes back, it's going to be tough for especially a guy like Trotter to get playing time because Campbell's a first-round pick. Bond obviously is going to be in there as well. So, yeah, we'll have to see. But as for now, I'd like to see what Trotter could do. And obviously, another prep guy, so I got to support. Our defensive backs, I think Mitchell should be following CeeDee Lamb around all day. Listen, I'm a big Cooper DeJean fan. He was one of the best slot corners in the NFL last year when he was able to get that starting spot. And, I think if he played more games, would have had a better argument for Defensive Rookie of the Year. But I think Quinyon Mitchell should be following around CeeDee Lamb in the slot. I think he earned that right last year based off what he did. I mean, he takes receivers off their tracks. He has good recovery speed. Basically, everything CeeDee Lamb does well. Same thing with Terry McLaurin. Quinyon Mitchell does a good job of covering up. So I'm a big fan of what we could see from Quinyon Mitchell. And it's possible. It's possible we see him move around. They said he was moving around with receivers in practice. We'll see if it happens in this game. I am a bit concerned about Adoree Jackson or Kaylee Ringo. We didn't see the greatest performance out of them in the preseason. Obviously, they went up against Jamar Chase, and that's Jamar Chase for goodness sakes. They wouldn't be covering him in an actual regular season game. But even with Pickens, who was obviously has been a number one wide receiver throughout the course of his career, it is a bit concerning. So it might need help from guys like sorry if I mispronounced his name. The new safety we got in the second round. Mukaba, I think I'm saying his name correctly. If I'm not, I apologize. What I saw from the preseason from him, he does well when it comes to helping out on wide receivers, double teaming and stuff like that. Obviously, had a pick six actually against Cleveland from being that extra help guy on the receivers, doing a good job of scouting out where Dylan Gabriel on that play was going to throw the football, and then I'm a big Cindy Brown fan. I hope we can see what he'll bring to the table. He's obviously injured a lot. It's a shame for Cindy Brown and all that stuff. But I'm a big Cindy Brown fan. He's a good tackler. Hopefully we could see him a little bit, but I don't know. They might like to play this Mukaba. Once again, I'm sorry if I mispronounced his name. Moving on to coaching. I think we just need to keep the offense on the field. No reason to really open the playbook up that much. I think we should be running the ball with Saquon a lot. I mean, even if we weren't playing Dallas, I would say that. But especially since we are, I'm going to stress it even more. The Dallas's run defense, not supposed to be any good. Obviously wasn't good last year. Bringing back the same guys pretty much. You're going to have probably a field day with that. No reason to get too flashy in this game. Defensively, you need to stop the pass game. The run game for Dallas, not that great. You have Williams, you have Miles Sanders, not really much, nothing much else. Dallas's run game is not too great. So I assume that guys like Jalen Carter, Ojimo, Jordan Davis, that they'll probably do a good job with that. Same with Zach Bond amongst others in the linebacker corps. I would like to see Campbell drop in the coverage, as I mentioned. He did it decently well in the preseason. Like to see him do it against one of Dak's favorite targets in Jake Ferguson. And I would like to see the number 2 corner get some help. I don't want to leave them on an island with George Pickens because we know what his threat is on the deep ball. But yeah, that's it for that side. And the prediction for this game, I'm going to go with the Eagles winning this one 31-14, just because, the Eagles are just going to probably dominate Dallas. I can't see a world where they don't. You just keep the offense on the field because Dallas's offense is, not that bad. But you want to keep our offense on the field, manage that clock well, keep the defense rested, and when they do eventually have to come on the field, they will be prepared to beat Dallas, as we say in Philadelphia. So yeah, that's what I think. I think the Eagles take the win in this one, and we'll be back for our reaction. Not really sure when that video will come out. I do have a soccer game to broadcast on Friday. So that video could possibly come out on Saturday, and then we'll have top 5 NFL teams for you on Tuesday. So yeah, that's the schedule. for the for this channel. I'm excited to be back, excited to get rolling once again. It's football season. We know this is the season where I like to cover more footballs. My biggest thing, as I'm sure you guys know. And yeah, that'll do it for this video, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe with your post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother, The Great Vlogs. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my second channel at Ryan the Combat Great. Make sure you guys go follow me on X at RTG. Make sure you guys go follow me on TikTok at RTG. Make sure you guys go listen to the latest edition of the CR7 podcast. Make sure you guys go follow me on Instagram at Ryan Sully Sports Media. And as always, Ryan the Great out. Peace.